If you've even glanced at body jewelry, then you've probably come across the gauge system. But what is that system and how does it work? Let's get into it. Firstly, the gauge system that's used for body jewelry is actually a measuring method to determine the diameter or thickness of wires. Though nowadays some people also use the words gauge or gauged to describe their stretch lobes, the act of stretching their lobes, or the jewelry for stretch lobes. This measuring system originates from the Industrial Revolution, where wire would be produced by pooling material through increasingly smaller and smaller holes, thus decreasing the thickness of the wire. The number of pools eventually came to denote its labeled size, so a 6-gauge wire was a wire that was pulled through holes 6 times. This is also why the higher the gauge number, the smaller the physical size. It's important to know your piercing's gauge size for the same reason that you should know your shoe size. It ensures you can find the jewelry to best fit your body. Most jewelry goes no smaller than 20 gauge or 18 gauge, which are the common sizes for standard earrings. From there, jewelry typically goes up in increments of 2 gauges, using even numbers. So 20 gauge, 18 gauge, 16 gauge, 14 gauge, and so on. Half sizes, those being the odd-numbered gauges, do exist but are less common and may even need to be custom ordered if desired in a specific style. In case you needed half sizes, we carry that on our site at bodyartforms.com. The gauge system was never meant to measure larger sizes, and is why jewelry larger than 00 gauge is measured in millimeters and inches. The part of jewelry that uses gauge measurements would be the wearable, or the part of the jewelry that actually sits inside your piercings. For earrings, barbells, labrets, and more, this will be the post or the bar part of the barbell. For plugs and eyelets, it will be the wearable area between the front design and the back flare or O-ring. You can use a simple ruler or measuring tape to measure the gauge, but tools like calipers or gauge wheels are preferable and more accurate. Of course, there's also our specialty gauge card, which has a variety of handy measurements and guides printed right onto it. The best part is that a gauge card comes free with every order from bodyartforms.com. Did this help clear up any confusion? Let us know, and if you still have any questions, feel free to reach out.